He's called the Doctor. But Doctor what? I think he's a Martian, though I know that that's a long shot, Doctor. But Doctor when? I check back to prehistoric times and there he is again, well that's the Doctor. But Doctor how? He saves the planet all the time but never stops to bow, oh Mr. Doctor. But Doctor who? And most importantly, Doctor, how can I find you?
It's okay, don't be scared. It's just me. Today was a pretty great day in Sam World. I got the first 4 seasons of Doctor Who on DVD. They're gorgeous. Look at them. I can't even stand it. They're amazing. I thought it only fitting that I watch this episode in the dark. Yep. I'll burn myself. But seriously though, I might burn myself. You're making it angry. Dancing with fire may not be one of my better ideas. I'm so afraid! Doctor what? Wow. Emma. Whoa. This is very similar to one of the comic books. It's ghost time. Lame. Seriously though. Shh. Legitimately creepy. Ignorance is... what's the opposite of bliss? I love it. Whoa, what was that? Not okay. Oh, just make out already. That's not good. What the... You only have to worry if she knocks 4 times. Oh god. Not okay. So it's a cartoon black hole that cracks. There's a reason to hate Clara. Whiskey is delicious. Chin boy. It's all just a build up for next week's episode. Aww. Spice Man. Man from space. Wibbly Vortex! Of course. Oh, the Doctor just went through a wormhole. Looks like you found the monster. Turn around. I don't like it. Run faster. Don't like it. Oh dear. That's what I said. What is it? So rude! It's laughing. Wibbly Vortex. Very reminiscent of Purgatory and Supernatural. Group hug. Okay, so this was actually like 2 stories in one. There was a time traveler lost in a bubble universe that the Doctor had to save that they thought was a ghost. But there were also these 2 monsters that were separated when the aforementioned time traveler slammed into the proper dimension. Yeah, the Doctor had to save the time-locked time traveler and reunite the 2 monsters that were really creepy and like skeletal and weird. A lot of good things in this episode though. I really enjoyed it. It was very romantic, which I wasn't expecting. Definitely had a few scary moments more towards the beginning. Of course I figured that it wouldn't actually be a ghost, that it would be some kind of alien or something. So after we figured out what it wasn't quite so scary, but there were still monsters. So there were still a couple scary moments towards the end. I really enjoyed the plot. I thought it was well thought out and the characters were engaging. The Doctor was great in this episode. Lots of gadgets and helping people realize who they truly are and what their purpose is and stuff. Clara was also interesting in this episode. There was more development with the TARDIS hating Clara, and there's even a part where the TARDIS projects a hologram to speak to Clara and says that it chooses an image of the person that she most esteems, and it picks an image of Clara herself, which, you know, was a pretty good slap in the face. I still think it dislikes her. So that whole thing will no doubt come to a head, or at least be built upon in next week's episode, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. We find out that the Doctor is actively trying to figure out what her deal is, kind of secretly, but we still don't know at all. Bringing back the umbrella was cute. It was a nice nod to Victorian-era Clara. Thought it was a good episode. Didn't really notice any major flaws. Easily my favorite so far. Beats out Cold War. Possibly even beats out the first half of Season 7. We'll see how it holds up to a second watch through. So it's been a few days since Hyde was on the air, and I've been really sick.
so I didn't really get around to finishing the video. Sorry about that. I've watched it a few more times. Overall, I'm still happy with it. Nothing I really outright hate. Yeah, nothing was really overtly amazing. I think the only thing that really makes me smile every time is all the gadgetry that the Doctor uses. But I do have a short list, 4 things that I don't really like. So number 1, after he jumps into the wormhole, the Doctor took his rope off. Yeah, I guess he would really have no way of knowing if he could keep pulling the rope, but until it started tugging back, he should have just kept it on. And then he never would have ran into the problem of not finding the rope if he had just kept the rope on. Is that crazy? I mean, it was a bit foolish. I think the Doctor would know better. Second thing, the TARDIS? There's still this ongoing thing with Clara and the TARDIS, that the TARDIS doesn't like her for some reason or another. So Clara basically begs and pleads enough with the TARDIS that it lets her in, and then takes her into this bubble universe wherein the TARDIS is supposed to die in 10 seconds or something. What? I'm not overly upset. I don't think it's impossible that the TARDIS would do this, but it seemed really strange that it would have just been making fun of Clara, essentially, and then take her to the Doctor immediately after. And the TARDIS voice interface? Where did that come from? I mean, the Doctor's been tinkering, so again, I'm okay with it, but I mean, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I guess the TARDIS could go into the bubble universe and then pop through the wormhole. It didn't have to actually travel there and back, and that's the reason it didn't die, I guess. The third thing, the Doctor and Clara. Now, I know I talk about this in every Doctor Who video for episodes that Clara is a part of. The dynamics between them are just weird. From Cold War to Hyde, it's a bit more consistent, which is good, but in some ways it feels like they're going in reverse. The Doctor, once again, isn't overly protective of her. She's back to constantly doing the right thing and having things work out for her, like the TARDIS just agreeing to take her somewhere, even though it kind of hates her. I hope that knowing what Clara is, or who she is, will help make sense of some of this. But it's still rubbing me the wrong way, and I don't like it. And it honestly makes me just not like Clara, which brings me to point number 4. Clara, in general. Clara was supposed to be this cute little thing. She was supposed to be kind of a counterpoint to Amelia Pond in some ways. Amelia was tall. She is short. Amelia was introduced to us as a child, and though there were some sort of pseudo-magical qualities about Amelia with the crack in her wall, she wasn't overly mysterious. She was just kind of a girl from Scotland, especially in Season 6. Season 5, she was a bit mysterious. However, Clara was introduced to us as this character that essentially replicates or something, and there's nothing but mystery surrounding Clara. I want the mystery to be solved, but I don't care about Clara as a person. I find her kind of abrasive. She's rude to the TARDIS. I don't approve of that. Yeah, I just find it hard to care about her. Maybe that's because of her perfectionism. You know, I think the TARDIS is right. There's really no one in Clara's life that she esteems as much as herself. And I don't know. I don't find that an attractive quality in a person. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Maybe that'll change once we find out more about her, but right now, not the biggest Clara fan. So, I will hopefully have the next video out much, much sooner than next Thursday, assuming I don't get another cold that knocks me for a loop. Big loop. So I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.